distinctive stamp of musician, educator, composer, and conductor, Dino Zonic.
To the magnificent young composer of that music.
A world-renowned composer and director from Boston.
First international recipient of the Golden Cargo Award.
At Dino Zonic, sharing his talents and love for the art.
Dino Zonic, composer and arranger from Sarajevo.
Originally commissioned for the dedication of the Dayton Peace Accords.
Thank you so much for the generous support that we've received for this production.
This evening is a very special performance by Dino Zonic.
This commission would prove to be the bridge that would lead Mr. Zonic
Accept another standing ovation of this very special event.
Mr. Zonic was born and raised in Sarajevo, in an area of the world then known as Bosnia and Herzegovina. But the Sarajevo of Dino's youth, once hailed as one of the world's most beautiful cities, would not remain so for him. The terrible ravages of war would eventually tear and scar this once proud capital and would profoundly affect the course of Dino Zonic's life and career. This life-altering experience would inspire Mr. Zonic to dedicate his enormous compositional gifts to the service of life-affirming music. Music that bridges cultural, national, and religious barriers to bring a universal message of peace and hope to all people.
Mr. Zonic is the composer, conductor, and director of many productions through Europe and the United States. And his work is a testament to his continual search for new ways to communicate with audiences worldwide. Maestro Zonic is the founder and president of the international culture mission musical, The Circle. He employed 75 international musicians for the production of Circle, which was performed for 4 years in acclaimed theaters and concert halls in Europe and the United States. His musical is a story about the triumph of love and unity over hatred and tyranny. A story that celebrates the survival of the human spirit. It is written in an attempt to preserve the intellectual and cultural freedoms of the Balkans, to promote positive ideals and human values, and to encourage multi-ethnic and multicultural awareness and tolerance. Its echoes are heard far beyond the region.
the Dayton Philharmonic, the Sarajevo Philharmonic, Maestros Gittleman, Ansbacher, and Mihanovic, as well as composer Dino Zonic, accept another standing ovation following the completion of this very special event here at Memorial Hall.
Deeply moved by his wartime experiences, Maestro Zonic rose from that war-torn time to become the Balkans' most prominent composer and director, creating deeply emotional, highly kinetic, and powerfully dynamic musical works.
I would describe Dino as a magical presence on the earth right now. I would describe him as a rediscovered brother. I see him as a fountain of creativity.
He has an exuberant spirit, a tremendous amount of joy flows through his countenance and his being. And he's a believer. And well, I would say he's more than a believer. He's inspired. And so I know that the music that comes through such an individual that's inspired and sees the possibility of a world that works for everyone, it's kind of contagious. I met a brother, actually, when I met him.
And it struck me, this is what a conductor does with his musicians when the orchestra attacks a difficult and demanding score. Stay with me.
This inspiration that's coming through Dino at this time, when we can have millions of people experiencing it all together, things coming into manifestation, and this is a very important and potent one. Just coming, hearing the music, experiencing the music, taking that resonance out into the world with you, is participating in it. You are one of those players, so to speak, in the game, only this is the game where everybody wins.
Dino Zonic, a talented composer and arranger from Sarajevo. In honor of the camaraderie between the two countries, he has brought together special guest musicians Jamel Benyelis and Emir Nuhanovic.
So now here's Dino's internationally flavored interpretation of the Led Zeppelin song, Kashmir.
I think he's boy genius, and I mean it. I think that you don't meet people like this in your lifetime too often. I think I've often thought of him as like sort of like the modern day Beethoven or the modern day Picasso.
Mr. Zonic is an interesting and a rare human being and deserves support, that's for sure. That guy is dedicated. He's going to achieve what he wants, and he will.
I totally feel that Dino is one of those people that was tapped on the shoulder and the divine said, would you do me a favor, please? I have a gift for the world. Would you pass this on?
Maestro Zonic was invited to continue his mission in the Dayton Peace Accords project as music director, composer in residence, and cultural ambassador. For the Dayton Peace Accords and the Dayton Peace Prize, he composed music and directed numerous concerts. Symphony Entrata and Dayton Peace Prize aria were composed in honor of the first recipient of the Dayton Peace Prize, William Jefferson Clinton.
I am honored to be the first recipient of this prize, but I must accept it on behalf of all those who worked with me for peace in the Balkans and in the world at large.
Symphony Entrata was written to commemorate the people who gave their lives for freedom. It contains Mr. Zonic's impressions of the first days of the war in Sarajevo.
It symbolized the artist's hope for harmony in a world based upon the highest human ideals.
To the magnificent young composer of that music that we heard, I thought it was quite wonderful.
Out of this chaos came a gift so powerful for all of us to hear, to touch with our ears and with the ear of our heart. Dino's a genius, and his music is a universal message for all of us that can rise us above the mundanity of the world, that can take us to smile with our hearts, that can take us to look each other in the eye and be proud that we're part of the human family.
Welcome to the 2006 Golden Karma Awards.
Our next 2006 Golden Karma Award recipient is a man who rose from the grips of death and destruction even as war ravished his native country. His tale is not only one of personal triumph over adversity, but it is also one of inspiration, determination, and artistry. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the first international recipient of the Golden Karma Award for his inspirational work with unity through music, Maestro Dino Zonic.
And sincerely hope that we will all commit to continue to make a difference.
Performed in concert halls and theaters and at festivals in Europe and the United States, Maestro Zonic's work and his mission of unity have been recognized and praised worldwide by many, including Pope John Paul II, the Dalai Lama, and President Clinton. It takes an extraordinary individual to carry such a mission, unity through music.
When you combine Dino with the whole sort of cultural entourage that he's brought with him to this country, God, what an asset. And I think the community is just beginning to see what can happen when a dynamo like him comes into our community.
Energy. When you talk about appreciation, you talk about responsibility, you're talking about command of presence, you're talking about kids that come up and respecting, you're talking about every adjective you can think of that brings a person together to be a creative genius. A creative genius is Dino.
It took me probably inside of 60 seconds to figure out that that he was the real deal. You know, that Dino was the real deal. I could feel his heart coming through the phone, and he stands out like a sore thumb. I mean, he doesn't come across like the average person. He was so passionate about what he wanted to do in the world, and he was so committed to the idea of bringing peace and unity to the world through music.
Incorporating so many different tastes of the world, and also singing in choral groups. It's quite an undertaking. And it's of a grand nature. It's very grand stuff. And I don't think you can go to sleep during his concerts, that's for sure.
Let's listen to it and let's enjoy it and let's help inspire it and share it among others. Will you please partake and do this? Be our guest, be his guest. He is your servant who brings you this great gift to share with you, and I hope you dearly enjoy it. I certainly do.